like to call to order the March 23rd, 2010 meeting of the Louisville Planning and Zoning Commission and announce that we do have a quorum present. Item 2 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the February 16th, 2010 meeting. Mary, has it been that long since we actually had a meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure when I read that out loud that seemed wrong. Okay, do we have any questions, comments, corrections for the meeting minutes? If not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion from Karen, second from Bill, to approve the minutes of the February 16th, 2010 meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item 3 on the agenda is the public hearing consent agenda plats. Item 3A is the final plat of the Rasul Edition, Lot 1, Block A, a .39 acre tract zone general business located on the east side of Mill Street, just north of Business State Highway 121 at 906 South Mill Street. Mary.
This plat does comply with all the zoning and general development ordinance requirements. We do not have the plats in hand, and we did receive an email asking that this item be continued to the next meeting if possible.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Any questions for Mary? Any comments for Mary? At this time, I will open the public hearing on item 3A. Anyone wishing to speak for or against or in reference to item 3A can do so now.
No.
Okay. Wrong agenda item? Okay. Okay, at the request of the applicant, do I have a motion to continue the public hearing until the next meeting?
I have a motion, make a motion to continue it to the April 6th meeting.
I have a motion from Karen to continue the public hearing on item 3A until the April 6th meeting. That's correct, Mary? That's Tuesday? It's Tuesday? Okay. Seconded by Jim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, item 3A is the public hearing on item 3A is continued to the next P&Z meeting. Item 4 is public hearing zoning. Item 4A is consideration of an ordinance amending the Louisville City Code, Chapter 17, the zoning ordinance, sections 17-22.8.1, 17- I guess that's probably, is that through, Mary? That's a range of sections? Okay, sorry, 17 through 22.8.1, 17 through 22.8.2, and 17 through 22.8.3, attending the mixed-use zoning district, amending the mixed-use zoning district regulations.
Good evening. Great to see all of you.
Good evening.
Hi. We're proposing some very minor changes to the 3 mixed-use districts that we already have on the books in the zoning ordinance. I think about a year ago, the Commission and the Council approved these 3 districts, which are basically mixed-use, allowing both commercial and residential, with a plan approved through the Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council. The mixed-use 30 and mixed-use 90, of course, have acreage restrictions, and they did require a plan to be submitted as part of the zoning request. The ordinance did not specifically call for what items to be included within the plan when they're submitting it to the Planning and Zoning Commission. So basically, we have gone in there and provided a list of items that the applicant needs to provide as part of that zoning application. The first application that we had, which was the Huffines development, we worked through it and we asked for a lot of information, but we thought the applicant should know from the start what they should submit as part of the zoning application. So primarily in those 2 sections, that's the only change we're making, which is asking for itemized list of items that the applicant should submit. On the mixed-use shopping center, there is no acreage requirement. And because we are in a redevelopment mode, we are actually asking for many of our applicants, especially along I-35 corridor, to look at our mixed-use shopping center, because we have some aging shopping centers that are ripe for redevelopment and for redevelopment into a mixed-use category. Now, some of them fall a little short of the mixed-use 30, maybe a lot short of mixed-use 90 with the acreage. So with the mixed-use shopping center, it's a really good district to apply to a little smaller piece of property that could still develop as a mixed-use development. What mixed-use shopping center did not have was it did not ask for a plan to be submitted with the zoning application. We believe that any application for mixed use should have a plan submitted, so the commission and the council can actually see what they are proposing, the look and feel of the development, how will the adjacency of residential and commercial is going to play with each other and come into play or come into place, how are they addressing screening, landscaping in conjunction with the mix of uses. So what basically we are doing, we're adding the same requirement of submitting a plan with mixed-use shopping center. Now, the mixed-use shopping center also did not have certain uses that we think it would be beneficial for a mixed-use district, such as a hotel or a medical clinic, so we're adding those items also to the district. So it's a very small change that's going to provide for a very large impact when we start seeing these zoning cases coming before you. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have at this point or after the public hearing.
One quick question. Have we had inquiries from some of the older shopping centers to make some of these changes, which hopefully enhances their building possibility?
We do. Elizabeth and I, of course, work with the shopping centers in general, but aging shopping centers, and they do want flexibility because a lot of them were developed as pretty much the old strip retail shopping center, which doesn't provide for flexibility of what you see now. A lot of times, if you have enough land, you can probably mix in some retail at the bottom, residential on top, or some residential, and then providing more of a town center type development for these shopping centers. So yes, we've been working with a lot of applicants, and we think this zoning district could really help with some of the redevelopments.
Good. Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Nika? Thank you.
Sure.
At this time, I will open the public hearing for item 4A. Anyone wishing to speak in regard to item 4A may do so now. Please step forward, tell us your name,
Sure.
where you're from, what your interest is in this item.
You better write it down here, or just speak it out loud.
Pardon?
You want me to write it down?
Yes, please. There should be that's a sign-in sheet right there for them? Yes, thank you.
Right. Okay, my name is Roger Fraley. I reside at 1290 Crest Cove Drive in Rockwall. I'm here on behalf of Arthur James, who owns the northeast corner of 121 and I-35. And we've been working closely with Nika and Elizabeth and Mary and several other people for a while, trying to figure out what to do with this site. And it's currently vacant. There's a tree farm on it. Do most of you know the site I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yes.
You say it's I-35 and 121 toll there?
Road, right.
Okay, yeah. The place that also had the rocks, the sod, the tree, is that
That's
it?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right across from the Huffines 1,700-unit development. In any case, it looks like we'll be submitting for a mixed-use shopping center. We've been working with Nika and her staff on that. I do have just a few questions, and I was asking Mary before the meeting, under this mixed-use shopping center, will we be able to build condos as well as apartments and townhomes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. If I understand it, then the residential, and bear with me as I read this, for every 450 square feet of retail or office, you get one dwelling unit, essentially, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So there's no size on that dwelling unit? I mean, it could be 500 square feet or 5,000 square feet, right?
There's a minimum requirement.
Okay, so it's a minimum.
Average.
There's a minimum and average, I think, 500 minimum, 800 average. Okay. And that says retail or office. Is that to include restaurant as well?
Yes, that comes under retail.
It does, okay. 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 Let's see here. And then height restrictions, that's, I guess this is where we have our most significant question. I'm reading on the second page, which would be, I believe, 1D, or just D. Pardon me, it's C, under height regulations. The last sentence reads, "In no event, however, shall the portion of a building located within 150 feet of any property zoned for single-family residential use exceed the height allowed in that residential zoning district." I guess that confused us. Can you give me an example of that?
It will not apply to your property, and probably not a lot of properties on I-35, because there is no single-family adjacency. But let's say there was a property at Fox, for instance, on I-35. There is a single-family housing right adjacent to it.
Gotcha.
So that's when the height within 150 feet of that single-family housing cannot exceed the 35 feet, which is the height for that residential district.
And Nika, I assume that's so that we don't have like a 3-story, like medical building sticking right next to someone's backyard and
It's got to be 150 feet.
blocking their view?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And again, just FYI, what confused us is I guess the townhome is considered single-family? Okay. So that, again, it doesn't apply.
It doesn't apply to what's within your development. It
That's all.
applies to if there's an existing single-family development adjacent.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. And then, I believe it's my last question. Thank you for your time. The side yard, size of yards, front, side, and rear, that would be for, not for apartments and not for townhomes? It does.
I don't think we expect less than that.
If you're looking at, on your papers here, item F relates to single-family attached, which is townhouses, and that, if you look at that, it will list out, number 1 is your minimum dwelling size, number 2 gives you your lot area, so that relates to your townhouse. With regard to apartments, we consider that, although they are residential, they are a commercial product. So the setbacks, the yard setbacks would fit under the area regulations of your size yards.
Okay, so that's then, if we had 300 apartment units there hypothetically, that would be 1 yard? So we'd need a 25-foot setback for the entire development?
Exactly, yes. Because then that's why it's set up that way. Very similar to a commercial district, because you have one large lot. It's not individual lots for apartments,
Okay,
which also goes the same for condominiums.
okay, so, yeah, that's right, okay. And then townhomes, yeah, we're good on all that. Okay, thank you for your time, I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Do we have anyone else wishing to speak regarding item 4A on the ordinance amendments? If not, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Motion from Jim, second from Bill to close the public hearing on item 4A. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Public hearing is closed on that item. Do we have any other questions? Any other comments for Nika or Mary or Elizabeth? Anything? If not, do I have a motion on item 4A for approval or denial, either one?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Karen to approve. A second?
Second.
Second from Joy on item 4A. Recommend approval of item 4A to the City Council. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries for those ordinance amendments. Item 5 is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion from Karen, second from Jim to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.